Guys, sometimes I get accused of being kind of like just a paid promotional advertisement for products. I get it. It's just not my review style to sit there and rip a product apart. I always try to find something that I think will make it useful to some type of user. So, hey, maybe that comes off as too optimistic, but one product where I've really gotten, accused of being like a paid advertiser is with the Rabbit. This little mouse has been one of the best things I've ever put my hand on, and I think it is the best gaming mouse anybody can put their hand on. But some people have said, well, you must be getting paid, you must be getting this, you must be getting that. Well, I figured it's time for me to give you guys my story and how I came into touch with this particular pointing device and explain everything that's happened. It's going to show you guys that I'm not getting paid for this because I'm not. And so that way you guys I want you guys to, anybody who is looking for something that's going to be a great device, I don't want them to think that I have any other motivation other than trying to help other people out. And B, well, I think it might be interesting to know that I was very skeptical as well. So in order to get started, we have to go back to 2 years ago when I was at CES. And so I'm going through, I had appointments with other vendors and we had some times where I had free time. So I'm going through a show floor and there's a bunch of booths. I'm just trying to see if there's anything remotely interesting on a computer hardware basis. I walk and I see this little guy sitting on a desk and I'm like, what is going on here? So I pick it up, I put my hand on it, and I try to click, and it doesn't click here from the front, so then I realize you have to click on the bottom, and I'm like, what kind of gimmicky design is this? Whatever. Set it down, go to walk away. Well, the designer and owner, he's right before I could walk away, he's like, no, you don't understand. You get back over here. And I'm like, well, hey, you know what? I'm always willing to try something new. Sure, tell me what it's about. And so the guy starts talking about how with this button design and how it works, you basically get to click at the base of your finger, and what it does is it takes all the tension out of your hand and up your arm. It can help with carpal tunnel. It can help with other kinds of injuries up through the neck and stiffness like that. And he also talked about how you can click way faster. You can really go fast. Make sure I'm not starting 500 programs by doing that, because I could have been. And way faster than you can when you're trying to click with the tip of your finger. So I get the mouse, I have him set me up a chair because I tend to sit kind of lean back with my arms straight on the desk, and so I put the Rabbit there and I put my hand and I click it a couple times. I'm like, well, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from. I mean, I'm not sure I believe you yet, but you know what? Let's go ahead and throw a video up here. Let's see I want to at least cover it because, hey, I'm at CES and this is fun. So I interview the designer and we talk about the Rabbit and what it's supposed to do, and I kind of leave it hanging on hey, this sounds like an interesting claim. Of course, we'd have to test it out to know for sure. So after CES, Carrick gets in touch with me and is like, hey, I want to send you my Rabbit for a while to try out, but you're going to have to send it back. I'm like, that's fine. If you can give me a couple weeks, that should be good. So he sends it out to me and I get to test it. And so for the first, few hours, it's pretty awkward. But, after my first gaming session, I'm like, okay, I think I'm starting to get a feel for this. So then I keep using the mouse and it feels really good. After I got used to it, it's probably just that first day was the hardest. After that, I pretty well gotten used to it and I'm like, Now the only thing is his engineering sample only had a 2000 DPI sensor, so it wasn't as fast on the mouse cursor as I personally like, but hey, I made it do and I started getting pretty used to it. Well, my 2 weeks get up and I send his engineering sample back to him and I go back to my old mouse. He was using the Morpha X's from Epic Gear. And oh my gosh, I hated my life after that. I couldn't believe what Carrick had done to me. It just felt so clunky and I felt like I had so much tension in my hand trying to just make sure I could click and respond and react well in games. And I'm like, the heck? So next thing I know, I'm like, Carrick, you need to get me one of these. So of course, when you're going through a new product engineering stuff, it takes time. And we're going to almost 2 years later and now we finally got this guy as a retail product. But he was running a campaign on Indiegogo. I ended up supporting the campaign to secure my own rabbit, and I waited. And then when he finally he ended up asking me some advice on what I thought about the mouse. And this was what was really cool. His first model was a little bit clunkier than this. So it was more squared off. The back part actually had more of a squared edge. And when I had my palm, I could feel those edges kind of digging into the sides of my palm there a little bit. This scroll wheel used to be back farther. So when you would go to scroll, you'd really have to bring your finger back, and that was kind of uncomfortable. And I wasn't the only one giving him input, but he redesigned it so that he softened this edge so it just fits in your palm nicely. He put the scroll wheel up forward so it's a lot easier to move your finger over and scroll. And with those few changes, I mean, this thing just felt like a dream come true. When he sent me the second sample, I also had a higher DPI sensor, and it was amazing. And so I have that review, guys, and I'll make sure I link that in the description below at the end of this video. I'm not going to go over all the finer details of that again because I've already done a good thorough what makes that mouse great. I am going to do another review. We're going to talk about pain, though, because that's become very real to me in recent months. So afterwards, getting to do the second review, he then finally got his product online. I actually got then to get the one that I had purchased from the campaign sent out to me. And now I have like a rabbit at every desk I work at. I've got one at work I use all day, and I got one here at home. I never leave a rabbit now when I go to work or when I'm at home playing. And guys, this thing has done wonders for my hand and my wrist, and it's just been great. I do not get any benefit if you buy these things, guys. None. It's not going to benefit me at all. All I'm going to say is I think it would benefit you. This thing can help if you've got wrist pain. It can help with your reaction times. It can just make gaming feel more rewarding and fun. It feels like a natural extension of your hand when you get used to it. So guys, that's kind of my brief story with the rabbit. I hope that helps things make a little more sense to you guys. Just mainly, guys, I'm not promoting this thing because there's any benefit for me. I'm really only promoting it because for some of us, gaming is our life. We don't have hobbies. You know, I'm not into cars. I'm not into hunting or going outdoors or anything. I'm into computers. And if I'm not building a computer, I'm gaming on a computer. And this thing makes it easy and fun and makes it feel like it's something I'll still be able to do for years to come. Guys, I hope this video is helpful. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you later.